So over the years, a lot of people who know me have heard of kind of like my project on the side. And really, I'd only been able to show it before through like screenshots and actually having to physically bring somebody into the world to show them firsthand. Now, I realize now with my new kind of system here that I can actually just capture footage of it, walk you guys through my ongoing 4-year project. Now, this isn't particularly a happy project, nor is this, built during good times. Now, all this was built in survival mode. Never went to creative mode. Mostly in peaceful, though sometimes spawning in enemies to do things like get friendly wolves or unlock the nether and get some of the items in there. So I started this world about 4 years ago, and it was during a pretty dark time in my life. I was kind of at a standstill of like what I wanted to do, where I was going. I mean, I'm still in that state now. No one really firmly, I believe, say that you always 100% know what you're doing. Oh, good. It's already off to a good start. Well, I guess this is perfect, because then I can just walk through real quick and show you. So originally, I had a friend named Roderick, where we started this at our side. We worked in a call center. It was called Stream at the time. And it started with him building a dirt platform up there, which I expanded upon. And originally starting with 2 little houses over here. This originally was his house. Then I originally had kind of this shack. That was the one room starting, and eventually expanded. And you can kind of tell over time the progression. Like, this first town, which is the first project, but there's a lot of like weird supports, kind of unaesthetic looking things, kind of gross looking, kind of boring. Eventually, I had the idea of let's build a city on a lake. And after a time, I had accumulated so much iron, I was like, oh, well, let's just go ahead and make a long track and let's go somewhere else. Now, there's a stop point up ahead for the minecart, because obviously the minecart mechanics at the very beginning were not the greatest. Let's try this again. There's the dirt town. So weaving through the jungle was a lot of fun. And was kind of just building aimlessly. And then kind of got inspired by the idea of building like a forest temple. Originally started with a forest temple inside the mountain. But then eventually kind of just built a city wrapping around the sides of it. Go ahead and get out. Alright. So this is the main house of the second city. Oh, I still have iron here. full blocks. A lot of hidden compartments and... What is he? Is he still here? And an iron golem. I don't know why he's wearing a suit. I don't remember what skin patch this is. So this is after I changed my name. Originally it was, or my gamer tag was something to do with House MD. I was a big fan of that in high school. Eventually I settled on my name to be Zelda Tree Hylia, because Legend of Zelda, huge part of my life, still is, will always be. That's the way. So this is when I had kind of struggled a lot. You know, it was a lot of struggling with money. I'd kind of just walked out on everything when I was 18, 19, something around there. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I was going. And I was very depressed. And my current roommate at the time, his name is Sam. He had an Xbox 360, and he had Minecraft. And back in that time, I drank a lot and did a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing at the time. And so I would just kind of get into this, you know, mentally empty state. And throughout the, I guess, blur, like being high and drunk and stuff, I created most of the city you see here. It's the towers. I don't remember why I built those. But most of the things in this part were named after, I kind of layered after things from the Zelda lore. Castletown. It's a Ocarina of Time reference. Now, after a while, I kind of grew bored. I didn't really know where else I wanted to expand. You know, I kind of built out the forest city quite impressively. And I knew there was a desert out there. At that point, I was playing Skyward Sword. So I was like, oh, well, let's build a city in the sky. I think most of my decision upon expanding was when I would go through and just mine out the very bottoms of all these worlds, or all the like room. Then, you know, I would over time, of course, accumulate enough iron and gold and redstone and all that to be able to build such long tracks. So then I built a city in the sky. This one was a lot of wide open space. I remember this part specifically. I'd ran out of resources. So, as you can tell, it was kind of a shoddy patchwork. But over time, like, especially comparing like the first city, the second city, and now the third, you know, there's, I would say, improvement. You know, there's a lot more refined edges, a lot more linear looking, orderly, which I'm a fan of. Courtyard, and I don't know what that is. I couldn't really recall my reasonings for a lot of the things in here. Is there a bed here still? Okay, good. Now, the one constant through all of these different endeavors was that, you know, I would load into this world kind of to just, I guess, escape. In this haven, you have your own little ability to control everything that goes on in it. And when you're at a point where you feel like you've lost a lot of control, it's good to have something that is yours only. Now, it looks like level on the surface, you know, the land mostly, I guess, untouched. Now, however, below, like all of this, it's just tunnels and giant caved out rooms where I would just, you know, equip 6 or 7 pickaxes. Just hold down right trigger and forward. Just endlessly mine. I think the only things in this world that look like decrepit from the outside are the beaches, because you need sand to make glass. So now this is the, I guess what you would say, the current project. No idea why it's like a single layer floating. This originally was the room, the main room. But here, let me show you real quick. So this is a kind of an example of like what these look like. So throughout all of the previous cities, this is how it would go. You know, build a staircase down, mine out a tier, or a tiered level, continue to go downwards. See, lots of cleared out space, and just the sheer magnitude and volume of everything cleared out. You know, this is tiny compared to some of the other stuff. I should have shown that, but that's boring. No one wants to see big empty caves. But I think currently, you know, especially the day and age we live in, you know, everything's so accessible nowadays. You know, everyone can just kind of be able to speak out and reach out with like what they're currently facing, what they're doing. Now, throughout most of this, you know, it's not really something that I did. I'm not the type of person to really talk a lot about things that are going on personally or things like that. And so it's always kind of eerie to walk through a world like this, where everything's frozen in time. Finish that. But, you know, I have an annoyingly good memory, and so when I'm associating with, like, different parts of this world, it's like, oh, I remember what I was going through when I was working on this part of the world, or you know, this happened, so I spent, you know, hours just kind of ignoring or escapism. So, you know, everybody has, you know, their ways of dealing with things, and this is mine. Locked away in a server somewhere is a 4-year, I guess, journey of something to distract, to keep the idea of self-preservation, you know, to be able to look back and see that you've accomplished something. Now, this isn't like something, you know, job-wise or school-wise or goal-oriented. This is just a tribute to, man, I was really in a dark place this time, or this here. Thoughts of suicide, or running away, or leaving everything behind again. But no, just sat down and built a world. I have not visited this world. Well, this is the first time this year. Which I think, you know, is a good thing. Things are on the mend, things are looking up. But if I ever go back to a dark place, which I'm more than likely to do, you know, this world will be here. Maybe I'll be able to finish city number 4. Keep going. Wherever you are, what your story is. I'm back in a place where I need to build again. I already know what I'm going to do with this part. But ideally, it'll never be built.